Fantastic. Let me just make double sure. Yeah, perfect. So, guys, thanks a million for joining us this evening on our mini AMA updates on what's happening with Wana Moon. First and foremost, it's been an absolute journey recently with getting everything ready. Obviously, as always, we appreciate the support from the laboratory holders, essentially our V1 holders. We are phenomenally blessed. We know that the community is strong. We know that our holders from V1 have been incredibly supportive. And once again, from the bottom of our hearts, we sincerely thank you guys for just being there for us and with us and believing in us. A lot's happened since we announced, obviously, the migration to Wana Moon. First and foremost, there was Lucky Moon, and then we saw that Lucky Moon was registered as soon as we pretty much announced it, which really, really pissed me off and pissed everybody off because we had to then go rebrand everything and rebuild the website. But luckily, it was a quick reskin, and now we have Wana Moon. From a contract perspective, there are some big changes, and I just want to remind everybody what they are. So, number one, with Laboratory, we had 3 jackpots. We had an hourly, we had a daily, and we had a weekly. As you know, with Wana Moon, there is only going to be 1 weekly jackpot. There is no intermediate jackpot. There is no post jackpot. It's once a week. We will come on Telegram, we'll do a live draw. And whatever's in that jackpot fund, one holder will win 50% of that. So as an example, if that jackpot's sitting at 50K, one winner goes away with 25,000. The remaining 25,000 is going to be shared between the remaining qualifying holders. That means if you have bought into the jackpot during that week, if you haven't sold, after we do the draw, we will do a snapshot from the blockchain. We will grab everybody's entries, number of entries you had, and your addresses. And during that week, we are going to be partnering with a meme token. That could be Flocky, or it could be Shiba, or it could be whatever. And we will go and purchase that token, and we will then proportionally airdrop that to your wallets. So we've just been speaking to our marketing consultant, and he made a very, very good comment that, for example, if we look at tokens who have strong potentials, but potentially be on a dip, if we buy that entry point, it means that potentially when they get out of the dip, you guys are immediately 2-3x up from something that you got for free anyway. So I think it's a great way of saying, stick with us. We will moon with you guys, and we will take this forward. A couple of other features in the contract, which just to remind you on, is we have decided to keep in the early selling tax for the first 48 hours. So this is just to prevent the dump, which we expect happens on every single pre-sale. So within 24 hours, the contract will slap you with a phenomenal 30%, which is great for everybody else that's holding because it increases the jackpot. If you sell within 48 hours, it's going to be 20%. Anything after the 2-day period, it's 10% tax. There's no ifs, no buts, 10% going forward. There is anti-whale mechanisms in there, which is great because if somebody like Mike, who I haven't actually spoken to in a while, I should actually check up on him. But, if Mike or even Wes, another big whale, if you guys wanted to dump, you'll be able to sell X amount of tokens incrementally until you're under that threshold, and then you can be able to dump it all. So we've got all the regular protections in. Other contract features, we have the ability now to award people. So I see Quincy's here. Nice to see you, Quincy. Haven't spoken in a while.
Okay.
So Quincy is one of our top shillers. He's been a great supporter of us. And for guys like Quincy who are continuously pushing the Twitter sphere and getting our name out there and constantly promoting, with the ability to increment your weekly entry count into the next draw. So we could say, right, this week's top Twitter shiller will get 10 entries into the jackpot draw. You don't necessarily have to buy. It just means that we can go into the contract and say, right, Quincy, he deserves 100 entries. He's got 100 more chances of winning the jackpot, which is great. So that's something that's new. Other developments is very, very quickly. You've probably seen, sent the contract off for auditing with Solid Proof again. They are a trusted partner. Even if you have a look at PinkCell or DXL, they are seen as a reputable auditor. because their audit report is accepted onto PinkCell and DXL platform. So we decided to stay with them. In addition to that, our friends over at Laser Eyes are also going to be doing a full audit for us. And this is actually the first big audit that they're going to be doing on us. So apart from that, other updates, we've got our current private sale that's ongoing. We've raised, I believe, 72 out of the 100 right now. So it's great, continued support from everybody. And one of the groups that we were introduced to by Vish in particular, the Cobra group, has been phenomenal. It's a very nice close group of diamond holders. We wouldn't expect them to dump at launch, so I wouldn't stress about that for those that are. And you are still planning on filling the remaining 28. So with that in mind, I am now going to just quickly hand over to Vish, who we will introduce. He is our marketing manager for Wana Moon. And yeah, over to you, Vish. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Clayton. I appreciate it. Super excited for this. I've been wanting to get introduced to the team here. I've been very eager, but there's processes and steps to everything, so I had to get done first. But yeah, I just wanted to say to everybody and kind of walk you through a little bit of my background so far in the cryptocurrency space. I've been trading for a few years here, and my first token that I handled marketing for was actually Matic, created with a bunch of friends. We met on Discord. We were all fan of Matics, and reward tokens at that time were really popping off. So we were one of the first Matic tokens to be rewarding individuals in that currency. We mooned hard. We did about 100. Yeah, we did 100x on that one. Got an official Polygon partnership, which was really huge for us, and took that token and have currently turned it into Maticverse, which is a play to earn game that just came out a couple days ago. So taking a rewards token, providing it utility, and giving it longevity. Few other tokens I've advised on. One of them was Wraith Protocol version 1. It's an obfuscation wallet that will, in the future, hide your transactions and IPs. So if you're into that kind of stuff, that's very important to some people in crypto. So, worked with them, had a very successful launch. That version did a 20x. So, have that experience in the space, guys, in terms of what kind of marketing we need to do. Now, with a token like Wana Moon, what really excites me is that I've always been a fan of lottery tokens, and I've often wondered why they're not bigger in cryptocurrency, because I feel like this is such a place where, to be frank, the mindset is about a bit of gambling, a bit of having fun, putting money that you can afford to lose in places that you may not think about. And I've always thought, like, why isn't a lottery bigger in this thing? Because that's what the lottery is all about. And so what excites me is that, we have the next couple of days here before our pre-sale to really push this token through the cryptosphere. And I think, we're going to nail all of the ground level marketing that we require for this token, including PooCoin ads, including all the coin websites that, require us to be listed in order to get our votes up and in order to get the community engaged. Twitter and Telegram shills. I mean, I've worked long enough on the BSC side here now, where I'm pretty much connected to almost every single call group, influencer, or Telegram group thereof. So it's just a matter of getting us organized, getting the schedule of deployment and all of that sorted with these people, so that not only do we have their calls coming, but we have their communities joining Wana Moon now. And I think the biggest thing for me is, like, once you build that community up, you want to keep a community. And I think something exciting for me that I'm probably allowed to say is I'm all about taking a token mainstream. I've seen what going mainstream can do for cryptocurrency. As you can see, it's in the news almost every day, all over the world. And so something long term for us is to take Wana Moon mainstream and have the world see this as you're walking down the street. Is all I'll really say. But when it comes to the ground level marketing, guys, for a successful launch, we've got all of our bases covered, and it's really just now about ramping up that marketing, deploying advertising, and letting this thing grow for the next couple of days. I think Clayton, if I'm correct, we are going with. Actually, we haven't decided if it's DX or PinkCell yet for our pre-sale. But
yeah, not been decided.
Yeah, but that's something that we're going to finalize as well in the coming days, because I know recently PinkCell has done a really wonderful job of cross promoting the tokens that use their platforms for pre-sales, along with doing AMAs on their Telegram channel. So that's something I'm a big proponent of, is AMAs, guys. So I want to book in some AMAs over the weekend and perhaps even early next week in order for us to get onto people's platforms, have them listen to us and understand what our vision is and what we're about, not only from the marketing side, but from a longevity token side. Because I think that's the best way to bring people into a community, is actually just sit there and speak to them. So that's just a very brief outline of what I'm going to be doing. You guys will get updates via the pinned messages and AMAs regularly from me in terms of what I'm planning and what I'm thinking of doing. I'm somebody who's always open to feedback from community members. I think it's great. Sometimes a great idea comes from somebody who works with you. So I'm always open to stuff. But yeah, guys, that's my basic outline. I think the Wana Moon team has covered the ground level basic marketing for a cryptocurrency to moonshot pretty good. So I'm really excited to get working now and provide you guys with tangible marketing. Like, I want you guys to see this thing grow at the same level as I do. So super excited, Clayton, and I'm really appreciative of everybody on this team who's brought me on.
Boris, and obviously thanks once again for the introduction to that. We were introduced to Vish by Wit, actually, who has been a long founding member, going back a long time. And I think, Wit, you were also one of the guys that were part of the original group from Generation Wealth, right? He might be listening and not being able to speak. He's probably in his cruiser at the moment. He's probably just arrested somebody as well, just like the last time. Anyway, I'll let him off for not answering at this point in time. But yeah, Wit introduced us to Vish. He comes from a trusted source as well. The knowledge that Vish has, and also the connections that Vish have, will be the determining factor of the success here. You guys know that we have tried incredibly hard with Lamborghini to push the marketing, but unless you've been in the space and unless you've been able to have success, it's hard to gain that traction and know exactly the right people to contact at the right time, spend the money with the right people, and without being scammed, because we've been scammed on marketing as well, where we paid for services that we never received. So we are very thankful that Vish will be looking after that function for us while we focus on everything else. I think just a couple of other things that we need to just mention. We are trying very, very hard to get this done as smoothly as possible. There have been a lot of ongoing questions about the V1 holders. When am I going to get my tokens? What's taking so long? The usual blah blah you see in the Telegram. I'd like to make a statement now and make it very, very crystal clear. No one has received any tokens yet. No one will receive any tokens till after the pre-sale. It is a rule from not only PinkSale, but DXL. We cannot categorically send anybody a single token prior to the pre-sale completing. The reason for that is because if I sent, for example, Mr. Kirby or Brian, if I send you a single token, you can be the first person to add liquidity. And if it happens, it's game over. It's done. We then got to redo everything from scratch. So no, we are not airdropping any tokens till after the pre-sale, and it will be within minutes of us, finalizing. And then immediately the next task I will do is go and airdrop. Everything will be prepared. Everything will be ready to go. But unfortunately, we are not risking sending anybody tokens and then one idiot decides, let me be funny and go add liquidity. If that happens, it's like we said, it's game over. So I hope that clears that up. What I'd like to do now is just open up the room for 5-10 minutes. We did say we're going to do this a short AMA this evening. Open it up for people in here that may have some questions. We'd be happy to answer them. Thanks.
Welcome, Vish.
Yo, what's good?
Glad to have you on board. Looking forward to this. I'm excited about it. That's about it. Miss you guys.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm really excited with these guys.
Ryan, it's always a pleasure. You're always the voice of reason, friendly. Yeah, it's been a little bit shit, but we missed you and glad you're back. Thank you so much, mate. Really appreciate it.
That comes with 60 years of life, my friend.
60 years of knowledge. Anybody else in the room would like to ask a question? I'm sure Quincy, maybe? No?
No,
Positive. All positive comments are welcome.
All good. Let me just quickly check Telegram and see if there's anything in Telegram that's been posted. I've not kept an eye on that yet. And Whit did answer, yes, it was from Generation Wealth. So guys, we understand. Just maybe make one more quick comment. We do know that right now 185 members in the TG doesn't look very sustainable. Don't worry. Vish has not started any forms of marketing yet. The reason we can't start marketing too early, we got to time it perfectly so that we can not only smash the pre-sale, but we can actually have good buying pressure as well. So everything is within hand. You will start seeing over the coming days, things are starting to gear up a little bit. And then towards next week, you will rapidly start seeing fast movements. Like Vish said, calls, there'll be calls that'll be going out. Be listed. Well, we already are listed on the majority. Excuse me. That's my dog. I do apologize. I'm a family guy, so no need for me to apologize. Yeah, so calls will be going out. We'll be doing several AMAs. Twitter. There we go again. Twitter shilling. I do apologize. Twitter shilling. From influencers and the usual Reddit stuff will be happening as well. But this time, all managed by Vish himself. So yeah, you will be seeing a lot of traction. Apart from that, I don't think there's anybody else in the room, unless anybody else got one final question before we close this off. I guess not. In that case, guys, thanks so much for joining us this evening. We do appreciate it as always. I don't know. G, do you want to say anything, or Sven?
No, I don't really have anything to add. Sorry, I haven't been so active lately. It's been a shit few weeks. One thing I was going to say when you were talking about the 185 people in the Telegram, I actually saw that as a positive, because that's either people who followed us over or who were invited by the people who did come over. Because that's zero marketing on our part. So that's 185 actual real users. So I think I see that as a big positive. But yeah, I'm excited to get rolling with stuff. Vish, welcome. I haven't actually had a chance to formally talk to Vish yet, just with the way my schedule's been. But yeah, welcome, and we're excited, man.
Let's rock and roll, baby.
Sven, how about yourself? You want to say anything?
Yeah, well, what I wanted to say is that I'm excited to see what's coming next week and the week after. Really looking forward to kick this off and getting us out in the space, live and launched, and make a difference. Because I think this time we have set everything right. Well, I think you said it. Everything is tested and done and dusted, so we're good to go. So I'm excited. Hope you are. Well, everyone.
Cool. Just on that note, maybe one final comment for myself on the testing bit. So I did a little bit of testing with G, and then I did some testing with Sven. The amazing thing is that we understand the contract this time. We actually know how this bloody thing works, and I must give credits to the new dev team. They did a phenomenal job. When I mean phenomenal, it's easy to understand. It is easy to manage. We have had a little bit of hiccups in testing, but that was, our issues when we made some contract changes. The main thing is unlike Lamborghini on the first version of the contract, when we made a subtle change, it turned the whole thing into some shitty honeypot that no one could do anything with. What's great about this one is that the contract is so clear and the documentation we have is so clear that if anything was to arise, we know that this, not only do we have the documentation for it, but we've got a real strong supporting team with us as well. So none of that will be happening moving forward, and I can confidently say that because I've tested this thing inside out, upside down, sideways, from underneath, from the back, in every direction possible. I've thrown everything I've can at it. There might be an opportunity. I don't know if we want to, G and Sven, if we want to invite a small group of users to have a bit of a play with it and see what they think. There won't be any reward because we're not going to do any draws, but we'll show you that you can buy, you can sell, you can transfer. If you buy within, if you sell within X amount of time, it's going to charge you more tax. You can see that the lottery value increases. Not only does it increase, but it also then the contract sells when it's meant to sell as well, which is great. So all those core functions are all thoroughly working. And we've even gone as far as testing the future utility, whereby we said that when we introduce the e-gaming platform, and for example, you deposit your tokens into X in order to play, you shouldn't be penalized by transferring Wana Moon tokens into the platform, because if you bought on Monday and then you transferred some of your tokens into the platform for the utility, technically that's seen as a sell, so you shouldn't be penalized. And we've confirmed that future utility functions also work. So everything's been taken care of and everything's working like a charm. So again, we are super excited to be going live next week. It's come quicker than what we thought. We are super excited to have Vish on board and taking all the marketing pressures off our laps and handing it over to him to deal with. And more importantly, we are very, very thankful that you guys are with us and that we will all see this through. So again, thanks everybody for joining us this evening, and we look forward to taking you guys all to the moon with us. See you guys later and take care.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers, guys.